Right, what is happening? Finally, I am back with another one of these vinyl videos after months of not getting anything done. This year has gone by incredibly quickly, but we've done a lot of stuff that I'm really quite proud of in this year. We started a business of sourcing and selling like oddities and antiques and stuff like that, which is going really well so far. It's kind of chaotic all the time. We just got back from Florida a couple of nights ago, and while we were there, we bought a whole load of shit, but we flew there, so I have to drive back down probably in the next couple of days to collect all of that stuff that we have sitting at my mom's house and drive it all back up here. At the same time, I have to drive to somewhere in Missouri to drop off a foldable embalming table, which I have just sitting like right, I don't know, 10 feet from me, and a taxidermied bobcat. Like there's just all sorts of shit that is kind of on my plate right now all the time, but it's going really, really well. It's kind of made like traveling around sort of even more fun because we get to go to like new antique places all the time. Which is great. I finally can say that I've been to all 50 states now. It's funny because right before my birthday last month in September, we got to go to Iowa and Minnesota, so I've now been to all 50 states, and like 3 weeks later I had to go back to Iowa to pick up a bunch of stuff that we won in an auction. So it's just go, go, go all the damn time, but I kind of love it. We're also going on a bigger trip in about 2 weeks. Just through some of the northeastern states, and again, it'll be kind of antique sourcing, but man, I'm fucking thrilled. And I'm actually about to have quite a bit of time off work because I have to get knee surgery again. If you remember, earlier this year I had a torn meniscus that I had to get operated on, and just a couple of months ago I tore the meniscus in my other knee. And weirdly, because the tear in my right knee is not as bad as the one in my left knee was, the surgery is actually going to be a little bit more like intense. Just because instead of removing the damaged tissue, they're going to actually repair it. So there's a lot more downtime. I might be off work for like 2 months, which I'm not really thrilled about, but I'm going to make the most of it by becoming a single entity with my couch. I guess I could just get into it and start showing off some of the shit that I have pulled out. Well, I guess I should probably mention, we're listening to Ritual Death. I think this is just self-titled Ritual Death, but this shit is banging. The first record that we're going to talk about here today, this is Putrid Pile with House of Dementia. So, a label out of Italy called Vinyls of the Mutilated has been slowly, very slowly but surely, getting the earlier Putrid Pile records out on vinyl for the very first time. Collection of Butchery has already been done, and The Pleasure and Suffering has been done. The third in line is, of course, House of Dementia. And this record, I would say, of the earlier Putrid Pile records, I mean, I guess, like, if just say, like, the first 4 albums, which spans quite a long time, so I guess they're not really all the early Putrid Pile albums, but from the first album to like Blood Fetish, this is probably my least favorite of those earliest Putrid Pile records. But that's really not too much of a knock, because this record is full of really, really good tracks. The Ingestion of Humankind is really, really good. Involuntary Suicide is really, really good. The song 25 Cromwell Street might be my favorite on here. Fecal Frenzy, Postcoital Satisfaction, Blood Runs Red, the song Dead. Really, really good stuff on this one. It's kind of the same sort of brand of like brutal death metal that you would expect from Putrid Pile. I really love the all the variations of like vocals. The really, really high vocals, the really, really deep vocals, and lots of shit in between. It's good, solid, one-man brutal death metal. And, I mean, you guys, if you've been following me since the very beginning on this channel over 10 years ago, you'll know that I've been a Putrid Pile fan for as long as I've been a metal fan. So, Thrilled to see this happen, and Blood Fetish should be next. Album cover is a very, very typical Putrid Pile album cover. I really dig it. I like those just sort of pop of green over here. Very cool. The back cover, you got a good photo of Sean there. Like I said earlier, vinyls of the Mutilated, all the track listing and some credits. So interesting thing that happened here. When I ordered this, I ordered the version that was limited to 30 copies, which I've been lucky enough to get with all 3 of these Putrid Pile releases so far. And it showed up looking like this. Just kind of like a, I don't remember exactly what they called it. It was just kind of like a mixture of different colors and shit. No two were supposed to be the same, that kind of thing. And it showed up looking like this. And when I actually got around to playing it, I noticed not all the songs were on here. But I told myself, like, okay, I'm sure somebody has messaged the label about this, so I'm not gonna bother them, because I had it for a little while before I got around to playing it. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother messaging about it yet. We'll see if there's something put out in the next couple of like weeks, months, whatever. And then randomly in the mail one day, I got this. And this is the same album, different color. This is actually quite cool, but this is the corrected version. I never even had to message about it. And I just got a the correct, you know, full album. So shout out to Vinyls of the Mutilated for not making me chase them down for a, you know, a correction to their fuck up, I guess. It probably wasn't even their fuck up. I have a feeling it was probably like the pressing plant or something. Could be wrong, I have no idea. But this record is goddamn good. It reminds me of high school a lot, so there's some nostalgia there. This is a good record. Check it out if you've never heard it. Putrid Pile, House of Dementia. Moving on. You guys know I can't ever go too long without talking about some Grindstone stuff, so we've actually got 2 Grindstone Records releases in this video, but they're not back-to-back, don't worry. This is probably the newest release of all of them. Actually, I'm certain that it is. This is Curtain Wall with Georgie and the Dragon. So, last year, Curtain Wall came out with the second full-length album, and I'm not even going to attempt to try and say the title of it because I fucking can't. But if I've spoken about that record on this channel, I honestly don't remember if I did or not. But that record was a bit of a disappointment for me because the, like, harsh vocals were scaled back to a point to where I think there was only 4 songs on the album of like 15 songs that even had harsh vocals. And at least for me, the clean vocals that were all over the place are fine, but I think for Curtain Wall it works better as like maybe in the chorus instead of like entire songs. So that was a bummer because like Curtain Wall for me is like probably my favorite of like all of the Grindstone stuff. And I was bummed having not loved that album. But just a few months later, we got a follow-up EP, this one, Georgie and the Dragon, and this is very much like a return to like the Crocodile Moat sound, and I fucking love it. That said, I don't think that this is as good as Crocodile Moat, but it's way better than the album that came before it. So I was thrilled. There are a lot of good songs on this one, but my favorite is either Triple Flail or King John the Shite. But really, every song on this one is pretty good. But this one has everything that I like about a Curtain Wall release. It sounds like Ren Fair metal. It's lo-fi. It's fun. That's the point for me. The album cover is a guy and a dead dragon, I guess. Or maybe he's dead. Maybe they're both dead. It does have an Obi strip, as Phantom Lore likes to do. And I've got no complaints. There is the back cover right there. All the track listing. Looks like a guy conquering a dragon there in silhouette form. That's fun. The inner sheet is fucking crazy. I'm wet, no doubt about it. On the back of the inner sheet, you have all of the lyrics, which is cool. I think there were 3 versions of this total. I don't think they all came with the Obi strip, but I might be wrong about that. I went with this like clear orange sort of swirly, marbly pattern. which is cool, limited to 100 copies. But whatever, I love it. Curtain Wall, Georgie and the Dragon. Moving on, this is a sort of a recent addition into the collection. And, well, another recent addition to the collection, I guess. This is Dracula with In Memoriam. Dracula is a sort of traditional heavy metal band that formed back in like 2013 in Tasmania. And they didn't do that much before disbanding. I think they had 2 EPs, and there was a live release that came out this year, but that was like a posthumous release, like they're not together anymore. But this is a compilation of those 2 EPs. So Open Graves at Midnight and Black Wings over Transylvania. And if you're not familiar with Dracula, there are members from Black Magic SS, Tarot, The Wizard, and this is very much like a super early 1980s sounding heavy metal band. A very, very bass heavy, which I love. Lots of really good guitar solos on this one. I like the vocals. The vocals are almost like just sort of clean singing vocals, but there's a whole lot of that like almost King Diamond-y kind of like high shrieking on this one. Which is really cool. It gives it a lot of like character that I enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I managed to get one of these, because I never had like any of the, I never had like the 7-inch for, I think it was Black Wings over Transylvania, and I never had like any of the tapes or anything. So it's cool that I managed to get this at least. I really do enjoy the like album cover here. Very nice. The back is cool too. I like all these sort of crude drawings around this thing. There's more, even better ones on the inner sheet, which I will show you now. So all the lyrics, lots of little drawings and stuff, but I think my favorite of all of them is probably that right there. Good equals limp shrimp dick, and evil equals powerful, assertive, hard dick. But yeah, it's just fun. Count Hollock is a cunt. Fuck you. There is the goat from the first Bathory record, which is cool. There actually is a live cover of Woman of Dark Desires by Bathory on this one, from Under the Sign of the Black Mark. But that's cool. The vinyl itself is, it's just black, but the labels are pretty cool. This is out through Creep Purple. I don't know if they still have copies of this. It might be worth looking, because once this is gone, it'll probably become impossible to find. I could be wrong about that, but maybe they still have copies. I don't know. But this shit is really, really good. If I had any favorite songs on here, I think Open Graves at Midnight is my favorite of the releases. And really, any song on that one is good enough. You'll get the idea. Really cool shit. That's Dracula with In Memoriam. Alright, this is another one that something is telling me that I've already talked about this, but I feel like I don't know when I would have done that, so I guess not. This is Satanic Warm Master with Exaltation of Cruelty. This is the 7th full-length album from Satanic Warm Master, and this one came out only 2 years after the previous album from 2022, which I still don't know how to pronounce the name of. It's like Amangonder or something like that. And this, for me, is a lot better than Amangonder was. This is definitely like a return to form for Satanic Warm Master. Amangonder is a little bit more polished than I think of like a Satanic Warm Master record being. When I first listened to this, I was definitely getting like a big kind of like Judas Iscariot vibe. And that's not like an original thought. When I was kind of writing some shit down for this video, I noticed that other people have said the same thing. So if you like Judas Iscariot, I'm sure you already know this record, but if not, it's definitely worth a shot. But this is great. I love the lo-fi sound on this one. The instrumentation is top notch. There's some really good riffs all throughout this thing. The vocals are that typical kind of like really high retch that Werewolf does. I have always really liked Satanic Warm Master vocals, and this is no different. There's not really much to show with like the packaging, really. The album cover is cool. I like that he's just sitting in a chair.
Fucking seething.
The back cover is nice, and it's also simple, just the song titles, nice border, of course, Werewolf Records. You know, I honestly don't even know if this was pressed on anything but black vinyl. I feel like it must have been, but I don't remember seeing anything that was like a colored vinyl. So, I don't know. Also, no inner sheet or anything like that. Very stripped down, very simple. I also know that I do not need to sell anybody on Satanic Warm Master. Satanic Warm Master is iconic, for sure, within black metal. So, you know it, you love it. This shit's banging. That's Exaltation of Cruelty by Satanic Warm Master. Alright, just in case I got any black metal purist dorks to retune in, let's go ahead and dash that with great haste. Old Nick. I mean, I know. People love to shit on this band, but it to this day is one of my favorite things like happening in the sort of black metal sphere because it is different. And not only is it different from like every other black metal band going, but Old Nick keeps finding ways to be different than other Old Nick albums without losing any of the things that I love about this band. It's almost more like they add things to continue making it different than taking things away. Like, this has everything that I like about Old Nick, but this record and the Cloven Hoof of Krampus EP that came out right around the same time, they introduced this like almost howly type vocals just in short bursts, but it's so impactful on the songs, and it really like revivified my love for this band. And I don't know, man. I'm always so thrilled to see this band put out another release, and this one was absolutely no different. As of right now, this is the most recent. I'd love to see the Cloven Hoof of Krampus EP get a vinyl press as well, and it'll probably happen. Christmas time is somehow right around the corner, so I don't know, maybe soon. By the way, I didn't mention it because I'm a fucking idiot. This is called the Where Poison Apples Grow EP. That is actually what it's called. It's not just Where Poison Apples Grow. Of course, it's Old Nick, it's gotta be weird, so it's the Where the Poison Apples Grow EP. And actually this one is an extended EP, so, because there's like almost like a remix of one of the songs on this thing. But again, Phantom Lore, and it is like the limited to 100 version, so it's got an Obi strip. I like the new Old Nick logo, which I know you can't see the entirety of here, but you get the idea. The back cover there, Poison Apples. Here are the song titles here. I think the song Apple Dolls of the Lonely Witch is my favorite track on this thing. I love it. Besides that, Tears of a Crying Wolf is a good one. It's very different. It's fun. And that's the song that there is like a remix of, and it's almost like techno-y. I love it. But yeah, every song on this one, really, really good stuff. The inner sheet, 5 years of haunted witchery, 2020 through 2025. You have all three of the Old Nick logos so far there, which is cool. There's the back. You have Abysmal Spectre there, and then some credits and stuff on the side. The vinyl itself, there were like 3 vinyl presses for this one as well, or 3 different versions. This is the one I went with. It is like purple and green and clear and like marbly. 100 copies. Very nice. But yeah, man, I know the black metal purists like to hear the same sounding bands over and over and over again, but if you're ever looking for something that isn't a clone of other shit, Old Nick is a really good avenue for that. So really cool shit. The Where Poison Apples Grow EP, Old Nick. Alright, I mentioned this band just a little bit ago, and I have a few records from this band that I've never shown, so I guess I should probably do that. And we're going to start with the last of them. This is Judas Iscariot with To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding. This is the 7th full-length album from Judas Iscariot. This is also the final full-length album from Judas Iscariot. It came out, I think it was 2002. I mean, I don't know. Judas Iscariot is another one of those like iconic bands that I really don't feel like I need to talk too much about right now. I mean, I guess I could just say that this record is really goddamn good. It's pretty fast throughout the entire thing. Lots of blast beats. Lots of kind of like dizzying riffs. I love it. There is a notable exception to it being a fast record overall. The song In the Valley of Death, I Am Their King, is a much slower song with like those like hypnotic kind of riffs. Super good. Probably, maybe even my favorite song on this album, but the song Spectral Dance of the Macabre is another contender. I really, really like that, that main riff in that song. This is a 2024 repress of this. Technically an unofficial repress through the Desolate One Productions. But these have all been really nice, and this one's obviously no exception. There's the back cover there, which has all the information that you need about the record. This does include an inner sheet with some more information on that side. It just says introduction and supplemental notes up top. And on the other side, there's a piece of art, which I assume this piece of art is based on what this says here at the top. It says, To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding was born from the agony of the 30,000 mortals that perished on St. Bartholomew's Night near Kronstadt, Romania in the year 1460 at the hand of the Dragon Prince. So, I guess that is what this piece of art is based on, which is quite cool. I have no idea how many copies were pressed, but I'm pretty sure they were all on white vinyl. Very, very nice. Yeah, again, I don't need to talk about Judas Iscariot. Like, you guys know this one. Akhenaten's vocals are always really goddamn good. I guess I'm not going to do that right now. Lots of really good riffs. Lots of just good songs in general. I really, really love this stuff. I'd love to have first presses of some of the Judas Iscariot stuff, but god damn it, they go for a lot of money. So this will do for now. Judas Iscariot, To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding. Let's finish it off. This is a 2025 full-length album, and I really, really enjoy this band, just in general. And this new record is really, really good as well. This is Haggus with Destination Extinction. I talked about this band in like a couple of the last vinyl videos, because I've just been really, really into it for the past year or whatever. And I finally got to see this band live a few months ago in Indianapolis, and it was fucking awesome. Like, the venue was pretty small, and people were going absolutely insane for this band, and it was just a really, really good time. Shelby and I got trashed. We were probably among the older people in the crowd, but it was just a goddamn good time, and this band is super tight live. It was loads of fun, and I just love the chaotic energy. But this is the 5th, I think, full-length album from Haggus. It's been a few years since the last full-length album, but I don't think I could put my finger on it right now, like when that one came out. But yeah, this is a good shit. I like a lot of the songs on this one. I guess if I had to choose any favorites, the song is The Hammer Drops is a really good one. Rotting Off is a good one. Do You Love Men's-Core is fun. What's Fucking Left, Crippled by Stupidity. Malignant Boomer. Yeah. This thing has everything that you'd want from a Haggus record. It's got the pitch-shifted vocals, which are lots of fun. Lots of really good riffs. It's got a bad attitude. The album cover is definitely not the vibe that I think of when I think Haggus, but I think it works for the album. There's the back right there. There's the billboard, Destination Extinction, just 2 hours ahead. And there is Side Destination and Side Extinction. This was put out through, I don't know. It doesn't say it on here. Oh, Tank Crimes. That's right. Jesus Christ. It was put out through Tank Crimes. Oh my god. The record itself is really cool. I think they called it Beach Barf. Like, this is the Beach Barf colorway, I guess. Limited to 200 copies, I think. This includes a, like, folds out kind of like lyric sheet with more, like, kind of gory photos that you'd expect from a Haggus release, I guess. But yeah, there's a shot of the band, just some shots of them playing live, very cool. Additionally, this does include a poster. I'd be willing to bet you could still get vinyl copies of this album on Tank Crimes, and you really should. Haggus is goddamn good. I like the general attitude. I love that this band is pretty vocal about being like anti-fascist and standing up for like trans rights and shit. I love it. I think it's an admirable trait to have, especially in the year 2025.
For totally unknown reasons, of course.
But yeah, goddamn good shit. Haggus, Destination Extinction. And that is it. I will not promise when I'll be back with another one of these. I've been buying records very slowly for all the reasons that I've mentioned at the beginning of this video. But I mean, I've got loads of shit that I've never shown. I'm so bad at remembering, especially once I get back like to a couple years or more ago. I would literally have to go through my videos and watch them to find out, and I'm probably not going to do that. So, if I get bored enough when I'm off work for my knee surgery, maybe I will do that, but I don't know. But thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully we'll be back at some point. Maybe. I don't know. Later.